Well, hello. How are you today? We're having a great day. Hopefully you're having a great day. We're going to be having some fun today because we're going to be talking about something that we didn't get to finish talking about last time. I said we were going to talk about it. We're talking about free stuff. All kind of free stuff. Everything from food that has sugar-free stuff in it all the way out to just getting free stuff. What's it like to get free stuff? So Brad and I are going to have a good time today. Hopefully you guys are going to stick around and talk to us because you're going to get some free stuff as well. All today on What's in the Box.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
So what's up, everyone? Like they say in TikTok, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. You ever noticed that, Brad? That the kids that make 1,000 videos a day, that every video starts with hey guys.
I don't watch TikTok, but the YouTubers I watch, like, they'll always, hello everybody. A lot of people do like a real, like, what's up type of thing, and it creeps me out, but I still watch them anyway.
Yeah, so Brad and I should probably come up with a branded beginning to a video, just so that way you guys know exactly who you're listening to every time. And one day, if we ever become radio announcers, you'll be like, "Oh, those are the
dudes from the thing.
Those are the what happened, guys? What happened?" That was from, was it Mighty Wind?
Yes, yeah.
I
Dude.
never saw it before y'all. I never saw it, and then y'all told me to watch it because.
That's a good starting question. What's your favorite movie made by? Is that a Christopher Guest? Is that the best way to say that, Drew? If you know what I mean.
He directed it. Obviously, those movies aren't written, but he conceived of it.
What happened? What happened?
Captain Roundabout. I like. What the fuzz is going on, guys? That's
What's
enough.
the buzz?
But yeah, Waiting for Guffman is probably my favorite. I don't know. The Best in Show is a fantastic movie as well. But Mighty Wind's beautiful. They have a newer one. I forgot what it was called, but it had to do with like mascots.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was called. Mascots.
Just mascots?
Yeah. I think so.
That was good too. Best in Show was just fantastic, especially because that for me, I don't know. Spinal Tap, I think, was the original. If I had to say, am I wrong about that, Drew?
No, that's their first movie together. Although I think it was written, but it was like partially improvised.
Yeah.
But that was the first time that Christopher Guest and those dudes worked together. Yeah.
So yeah, making a mockumentary kind of stuff is really fun. We've thought about doing something like that before in the past, but nowadays it's hard to do that and not just be like you're doing The Office.
Yeah.
But definitely, I would say Christopher Guest paved the way for The Office kind of stuff. I think
Ricky Gervais has cited him as one of the biggest influences of the Office for sure.
Speaking of interesting movie stuff, I learned something new today, and I think everyone can appreciate. Drew will appreciate this. Drew doesn't watch Marvel movies.
No, because he's a weirdo.
I will watch some Marvel movies. Some of them I think are really cool. I'm excited about. Some of them I just do not care about at all. But
I love all of them.
Yeah, but I appreciate what's going on in some of them, I guess, or whatever. But like when I was younger, never cared about Ant-Man at all. That was just I just don't remember ever being. I don't even barely think I knew he existed, really.
I didn't know he existed.
Yeah, so, and actually Thor was another person I really just didn't care about much. But that was a fun movie when it came out. But anyways, fun fact I learned today about the Ant-Man movie, and I don't know which one it was, but he fell out of off a roof or something like that and was falling toward a taxi cab. And then I think he morphed himself to be small or something. So when he hit the taxi cab, it was just kind of an easier blow. I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but they showed a taxi cab driver, and the taxi cab driver was looking straight, and then but they're filming it like you're trying to show me who this guy is, not just like rogue dude, like an extra. It's like cameo style. Like, you know, when like Stan Lee or anybody shows up in those movies, it's like the camera's like, that was Stan Lee, right? You know who that is. This dude, it's like they show this guy and you're like, who is this guy? I've seen him before. And then he lands on the taxi cab, and then it's like, I forgot what happens. It's just like, oh, that was weird. And Drew, the guy I'm speaking of, found out it is the old man from The Stuff in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
That like when he ate the stuff, which I don't know if Brad's ever watched The Stuff.
No.
That's a whole different conversation for another day. Actually, hold that thought about old 80s movies that are horror. I got something to talk about that in just 1 second. But in the movie The Stuff, people eat this delicious dessert, and they basically, from the inside out, it's kind of like a mixture between a blob and a zombie. It's an alien life where it takes them over, and so they explode, and this white creamy, it actually looks real delicious too, but explodes out of people. And there's a very shocking scene where this character, who is a main character in the movie, for the most part, when he dies, I don't know, Drew, if you remember this scene, but the stuff, this white liquid, he opens his mouth and it's got that rubbery practical effect, and like this goo is just pouring out of his mouth, and it's just disgusting. Anyways, then I found out that same actor was on, I don't know when on Saturday Night Live, what season? Was it first season?
Yeah, Garrett Morris.
Yeah, Garrett Morris. And then there's a skit in the first season he was in when all the superheroes are hanging out, and he was Ant-Man.
Oh, no way.
In the skit. So they went back and referenced an Easter egg from, when was that, 1970 or something, or 80?
From the first season, 75.
75. So it's an Easter egg from 1975 that I guess they were like, who else has played Ant-Man on screen as this actor? So the stuff had nothing to do with it, other than I was like, I've seen him before, but I wouldn't have known him from the Ant-Man thing. It was from the stuff. And then it goes back to, and he was the original Ant-Man on screen ever. So
is this scene, the scene from Ant-Man, is that from the new one?
I don't know which one it is in. It's like, I feel like it's from the first one. I might be wrong about that, but because he falls out of a building, is like trying to figure out his powers or something, I think is what's going on.
It's been a minute since I saw the first one.
So anyways, that is your fun fact movie trivia. So yeah, what have you been doing, Brad?
I've been found some caffeine-free Zero Coke, and that's pretty sick. Now I want to go watch Ant-Man, to be honest. I do like those movies. I watched a Michael Bay movie the other day, but I can't think of what it was. It wasn't Transformers. It was...
The Michael Bay movie?
Yeah. I thought of Drew
Bad Boys?
about the whole time.
Ambulance?
The Rock is awesome.
It is very good. So is Ambulance.
No.
Which one was Ambulance?
That was a newer one that came out maybe a year or two ago.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal? Yeah, I never watched that one either.
It's good.
That was a Michael Bay movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some random movies that I forgot he made,
I want to say it.
There's one about like weightlifters in Miami that I watched with Marky Mark in it. And it was a pretty good movie, but it felt like a Michael Bay movie. Lots of spinning cameras around dudes getting out of cars. And like a way overblown color palette.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
The Ninja Turtles, the new Ninja Turtles movies are Michael Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Produced or directed?
Because
That's example, like there's a new M. Night Shyamalan movie. There's two, there's his daughter's movie, I think it's coming out, I think it came out yesterday, June 7th. Is that yesterday? Yeah.
What's it called?
Watchers. The new, I forgot her first name, but it's his daughter's movie, and it's produced by M. Night Shyamalan, but also M. Night Shyamalan has another movie coming out with Keith Hartnett in it that looks kind of interesting.
Trap.
What's that? That's the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, but his daughter has a movie he produced called Watchers.
Okay.
So I want to see that. It'll be great. The Island is actually a really good movie. I like that. And fun fact about that movie, since it wasn't that popular of a movie though, it didn't really do well in the box office, there were car crash scenes happening in the island that they just took the film footage, and instead of like the big railroad wheels that are going down the highway bashing cars, they replaced them with Transformers in the Transformer movie and used the same footage in the Transformers movie of cars bashing everywhere. Because in the original Island movie, these big metal bar, basically what hold the back wheel, any wheels of a train, like the big wheels, it's like a hub with the two wheels on it.
Yeah.
They're just falling off the back of a truck and bouncing down the highway and just smashing into cars. So it was probably an expensive scene to shoot. And so Michael Bay just took that scene, replaced all the bouncing train wheels with Transformers fighting on the highway. So there's a scene in the Transformers movies where they're all like slamming into each other, but they're slamming into cars. Like their leg will kick a car and it'll explode. And that was from the island, just recycled footage going forward. So we didn't have to shoot all that again. Fun fact.
The
There you go.
Island.
The Island.
The Island.
That movie's has a twist ending to it too, like of M. Night Shyamalan proportions too. It's actually probably one of my favorite Michael Bay movies besides The Rock.
I think my favorite Michael Bay movies are Armageddon, Pearl Harbor, the first Transformers. And
I forgot he did Pearl Harbor and that guy does a lot of movies.
people hate Pearl Harbor.
People hate Michael Bay.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like...
Well, because it's mainly a love story. It came out like not right after Saving Private Ryan, but in that expectation of like, actually, there's a cut of Pearl Harbor where the attack scene it's what you've seen. If you haven't seen the director's cut, is completely edited to a PG-13 movie. The original cut is disgustingly gory, like people's heads blowing up and stuff like that. So they took it all off to bring it to a PG-13 level, and
I mean,
made
Josh Hartnett, you know, he was
Josh Hartnett.
he was America's heartthrob. Did you ever see The Faculty?
Yeah, that was.
He was in that.
Was that?
It's a good
Was that
movie.
Robert Rodriguez? There was somebody that directed the faculty. Sorry, I'm really in. I love film. I think film is one of my favorite things on earth. It really is. So, Drew and I are talking about finally putting together a film review kind of podcast, similar to what we're doing here, but it's really focusing on merchandise from the horror movie scene, current and past, and then also talking about the movie, what the merchandise would be about, because there's so many cool fan shirts based on horror movies that I think it's cool to showcase those, but also go over some of our favorite fun facts and what we do love and maybe don't like. I'm pretty positive when it comes to movies. A movie, even in a really bad movie, I seem to find something about it. For me to come in and say a movie is just complete horrid crap, because what happens is it quickly goes into B-movie territory with me, where I want to make fun of it if it's so bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're to have to talk like a very sloppy put together or boring movie for me to think it's just terrible. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to talk about that. And actually, most of the time when Drew and I have hangout talk time, it revolves around movies in general, but definitely horror movies. So why don't we just film it?
Yeah.
Because I think there's some value in what we're talking about, unless Drew just doesn't agree with me. But that's the fun part. If you guys want to see more of Drew, that's what we're thinking. So
See more of Drew.
it's just it's called the Drew Show. No, I'm thinking about calling it T for Terror, because I think that's a T-shirt, like T-E. Do you get it? I'm like, please, somebody laugh at my joke. That's really funny. Please.
For terror.
T for Terror. Mandy is my favorite. I just watched Mandy on Saturday night. Josh Blinkle. No, Mandy is awesome. I had a great time watching. My brother's in town. He doesn't come in town often because he lives in Micronesia.
I had to check if you're wearing the shirt.
I have I think I have like 6 Mandy shirts. I think Drew has 1, technically, right?
I have 2.
You have the Cheddar Goblin shirt.
No, I have like one that has one of the black skulls on it.
That's right. You know what it is? I think the shirt you're wearing right now, I always think is the Cheddar Goblin.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It is a wonderful film. Josh Binkley. Am I saying his name right?
Binkley.
I'm telling you, screen names mess me up because it all runs together, and then I just
Josh Binkley art.
say what my brain sees. But look at hopefully you've seen the trailers for Long Legs. It looks like a very cool, creepy movie. Fun fact: who was it? Oswald Perkins, Anthony Perkins' son from Psycho, directed Long Legs, which sounds like the bad guy in that movie is going to be Nick Cage in some way.
In some way, he is Nicolas Cage. Captain Roundabout said the Cheddar Goblin ripped off my commercial.
Did he really?
I've never seen the Cheddar Goblin. I think John or Drew might have showed it to me, but that is hilarious.
What if we get in touch with Panos? Let's get in touch with Panos Cosmatos. So Panos, if you're listening, like you always do, will you work out getting the Cheddar Goblin on our show, and we'll bring in Captain Roundabout, and we'll debate what happened with this.
Isn't the Cheddar Goblin? Isn't that an SNL skit?
I
Where he's
mean,
like puking up mac and cheese into the kids.
That is the commercial, but it's made by some Adult Swim guys from Atlanta.
So it's not an SNL thing.
No.
Okay, so I've only saw it on like YouTube clips and stuff like that, but it's like.
So wait, is Cheddar Goblin a Mandy property, Drew?
Well, yes, in the sense that it was made for the movie, but it wasn't made by Panos Cosmatos. It was made by the Too Many Cooks dudes from Adult Swim.
Right. Gotcha.
So I have saw it.
So they just so there's more Cheddar Goblin content out there I can consume.
I don't know if they've done anything else. I don't think so.
Oh.
I always thought it was.
So how does he
SNL.
know about it? That's where I'm trying to put it.
Facebook videos. It's just the clip. There's
So
no.
there's a scene in the movie where usually a movie probably would show a commercial in the background, but they pretty much show, I don't want to say the whole. I mean, is it pretty much they just shoot the whole scene of the Cheddar Goblin? Like he walks by a TV and he looks at it, and you see the Cheddar Goblin commercial. So it's kind of interruptive in the movie, where normally in the background the character would keep walking and you would maybe see. It's like they stop and focus on it.
Very Quentin Tarantino-esque type.
Well, there was
stuff
this
where
time which I really enjoy this in like movies like Starship Troopers, RoboCop, maybe even Total Recall. No, Total Recall for sure had the recall, the commercial.
Yeah.
So you would have where they kind of interrupted the movie to show you a commercial. Starship Troopers for sure did it, and again, RoboCop for sure did it as well.
I can't. It's been so long since I saw RoboCop. I was probably 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
Like watching it on TBS.
And a whole movie made of not really even some commercials and mainly content would be UHF from Weird Al Yankovic. If you've never watched Weird Al Yankovic's UHF, that is such a cool movie that was made for what it is. Drew, do you agree with me on that?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a real genius and a visionary. And his new movie that came out 2 years ago with Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al is one of the funniest movies of the last decade, easily. Hilarious.
Is it better than the new Pop-Tart movie?
Huh?
You haven't watched the Pop-Tart movie?
No.
It's Jerry Seinfeld's next movie after he did the Bee movie. He hadn't done a movie since the Bee movie.
B-Movie's a great movie.
Pop-Tart is a weird movie.
Is it about Pop-Tarts? Like.
Yes. But it's like a fictional, it's kind of interesting the way they did it, because it's like you have Post, you have Kellogg's, and their headquarters in the movie are across from each other. It feels like Zoolander a little bit. You're going to see 100 different cameos from every kind of person you'd ever think of in the world.
So it's not animated.
Not at all.
It's
No.
live action.
It's a total, I think they made it because of the Barbie movie.
It's a farce.
Yeah, where it's like, we all know what it is. But it's just, I don't know if people are so connected to Pop-Tart as much as Jerry Seinfeld thinks they are. Or am I just being weird because do you guys love Pop-Tarts?
I love Pop-Tarts, but I don't
But I mean,
think
like,
about them.
yeah, there's this like,
You're definitely right.
are you a Pop-Tart boy? I mean, really, Brad, are you deep down, are you a Pop-Tart boy?
Yeah, I would take a Pop-Tart over a toaster strudel or any kind of frosted treat or pastry.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to like integrated into someone, it's like everything's filled through. Like, I might need a Pop-Tart.
No, not like that.
Like, live and breathe your Pop-Tarts.
Brown sugar cinnamon, no.
So, no, you got a lot of comedians in there. You got Jim Gaffigan. You got a lot of SNL people. Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, so it's not a bad movie, but also I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's a fantastic movie, because I think they should have committed more to the humor, like Zoolander did, or something of that nature.
I've never seen Zoolander.
Oh, man. I think Zoolander is, for me, one of the funniest movies of my generation. So
I don't like, what's his name that I can't think of right now?
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. Love his dad. Don't like Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Have you seen Cable Guy?
Unfrosted, by the way. Thank you, Captain Roundabout, is the name of the Pop-Tart movie.
Oh, okay.
I think it should be called Pop-Tart Boys.
I
That
thought it
would
was just
be-
called, because we just printed something for somebody. I want to say it was the Chris Musina art guy, but he had this. It's like a navy blue shirt, and it said Prop Tarts on it.
What does it say?
Prop Tarts, but it was like Pop Tarts. He wanted Pop Tarts blue.
Right.
So I don't know what it. Maybe like a movie set or something like that. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
that was. But if it's already released, it wouldn't have been to that, because we did some shirts for. What's the Rock? Black Adam.
Yeah.
We did shirts for the crew there,
And
and
Civil War,
yeah,
the new Alex Garland movie. That movie's weird. Like I said before, it feels like Harold and Kumar with a war movie put together. That's not what it's like. The reason I say that is because they're just traveling around, getting into different situations in towns. It's not even shows really a war on the whole movie. It's like the war's happening in the background and they're getting around the war, but running into like backwoods people that have different beliefs and different political things. It's kind of a scary movie. I'm not gonna lie, but I thought it would be. I think everyone thought it would be more either war-driven of a movie, and or have a more of a message to it, which it totally didn't want to. It didn't want to polarize people, and I was like, "How are you gonna make a movie like that and not polarize people?" I don't even want to discuss it, guys. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying it's weird that movie came out the way it did, and a lot of people got frustrated with it. So movies do that to people, man. You get a little frustrated. But back to weird things like Pop-Tarts and stuff like that. It's all about nostalgia, man. People connect to all this stuff, and that's what it's all really, really, really about, is people feeling that way. I saw a movie called I Saw the TV Glow the other day.
Oh, dude, was it good?
Maybe. I watched it.
Is
There was things about it that I was like, no, I appreciate it, especially that who made it and on the budget they made it, and A24 puts out wonderful stuff. It's a good movie, but at the same time, there was it was so dreamy and cool and weird, but it didn't. You know how? Did you ever watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? That movie had a lot of weird stuff going on and whatever, but you felt a certain way by it. And like sometimes you're like, I don't know exactly what's going on. If somebody watched the first time, might not understand everything's going on, but they feel a certain way.
It's definitely a 2 to 3 watcher.
Yeah, and I've watched that movie so many times, and we could talk about that one day. But I figured out some really cool stuff behind that movie that's really interesting. But it didn't do that for me like that. There was too much exposition. There was too much talking about stuff versus doing it. You know what I mean?
I'm a big. I love exposition and talkie.
But not when it's like, I want to explain to you the craziness of this situation. I don't want to give away anything, but it's like there's times when we talk about emotion stuff, and then there's times where, like in Eternal Sunshine, where you show it, and it's weird scenes and cool things, visuals.
Yeah.
And like basically, if you would like to watch a girl sitting inside of a blow-up planetarium with just stars going across her face and her talking for 10 minutes about another dimensional realm kind of things, which you could be showing that. It didn't grab my attention on certain parts, but certain parts did. I did see a kid cry while leaning on a Fruitopia machine, so that was emo.
Like in the movie, or
Because it takes place in '96.
where did you go? Was it in? Because you showed me the trailer whenever ago, and I've been so excited to watch it, but I don't get out of the house much. Is it
was
home watch or
Not right. It might be now. Well, I don't know how. I went to go see it this last Wednesday, 2 days ago or whatever, because Tuesday is when I saw it, because Thursday it was coming out of the theater. So it'll probably be on soon. I would definitely watch it. It's a cool
I'm gonna
movie.
watch it.
Phoebe Bridgers is actually in it,
Oh, that's super cool.
and she's real cute. I think she's cute. Got some cool hair going on. She's in like a indie band in the little bar scene, But she doesn't have like any hard acting parts. She's just a member of a band singing, but not as Phoebe Bridgers, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fred Durst is also in it.
I'm not watching it.
He's in it.
Yes, he's in it.
I need to go back and. When was he in it?
You probably didn't recognize him because he doesn't even look like the same person anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who Fred Durst was in that movie.
I'm thinking about
Because-
who Fred Durst really is.
Who is Fred Durst really? Can we have Fred Durst on the show? Would that be acceptable for everyone?
I'd have to call out sick that day.
You wouldn't want to confront him with your woes?
Feel like, why did you make such awful music?
Yeah. You're like, did you really do it all for the Nookie?
It's getting a resurgence too, and that's what.
Yeah, I saw him wearing like a neon running suit, like something that the Fresh Prince would wear, but with a huge white beard, like
Oh yeah, he looks like Santa.
like the Fresh Prince of the North Pole is what he looked like to me. So, but yeah, going back to other stuff, we were talking about Pop-Tarts and other nostalgic stuff like, I don't know, there's something interesting about how everybody wants to hold on to nostalgia, like the movie what we were just talking about, or how we talk about movies like the TV Glow movie. It really was like, let's hold on. It really was about identity through these other nostalgic things, and there's more messages than that, but that was cool to see that. But we reminisce about movies we used to like. We reminisce about Pop-Tarts. Jerry Seinfeld does too. So that's good. Stuff like Cracker Jacks. But I always enjoyed the free stuff that you get. I always wondered, why are they giving away these things? Because they would have sometimes the worst toys ever, but sometimes you would have something like a cereal that was giving you crazy valuable things. Like used to have like all the Kellogg's characters had a spoon, like a cereal spoon, but with a Tony Tiger on the end, and you're like, man, I can't wait to get the Rice Krispie guys, stuff like that.
Spoons are sick, dude.
I remember Happy Meals having stuff like Transformer milkshakes.
Pokemon.
See, Pokemon.
Pokemon. The 1999 Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
When Burger King did that, like the gold-plated, like card.
Yeah.
I mean, I went like straight maniac for it, dude.
See,
like,
people don't realize in merchandising stuff, like how much in '89, which I was in 4th or 5th grade.
I was -2 years old.
You're negative, and Brad wasn't born. How much the Tim Burton Batman movie, the go to Taco Bell and get the cup, and like, the Batman merchandising campaign around that thing was insane.
The VHSs that I watched of that movie still had those commercials in the front of it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe, when I think back, coming from a marketing standpoint, how much that was like front and center in everything from commercials. I mean, I remember like going to Winn-Dixie, which is a old grocery store chain out here, and buying a Batman Mylar balloon to have in my room. Not even for a birthday. It didn't even say happy birthday.
The balloon.
I bought myself a balloon that had the Batman symbol when I was a kid, and I just
Was it like bat shaped or circular with a print?
It was circle with a print, but it looked like the thing he would shine up in the sky, and I was like, I have my own bat signal floating in my room at all times. So.
And speaking of cereal, there's the Batman cereal too.
Yes.
For about a year.
Was that just a ripoff of Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I could taste it still. I mean, it wasn't like exactly
the bloody wounds in your mouth from the Batman cereal. Yeah, because not only we all know the joke about Captain Crunch being like eating razor blades, but imagine little pointy bat ears. Like, were they bat symbols?
Yes.
Without
Yeah,
marshmallows.
So you had a bunch of little spikes just stabbing you in the throat or in the roof of your mouth. So yeah. That's great. No, all that stuff's great.
Don't mention that fake captain.
The fake captain?
What do we? He's a general. He's not a captain. He's a general.
Admiral.
Like Admiral or something.
He should be Admiral Crunch, right?
I think Captain Roundabout explained it to us.
Which is a great.
He's an admiral now. Yeah, you were right.
So we need to have a panel where Captain Roundabout comes on and we bring in all these nostalgic characters. We'll bring Cheddar Goblin. We're going to bring the captain in, or the Admiral as he calls him. Fuzz will be with Captain Roundabout's side. I think he agrees with Captain Roundabout on most everything. So,
yeah.
But we'll do. We need to have a puppet. I'm sorry. Is that an offensive word?
Mascot war.
Mascot.
A cereal mascot. Captain Roundabout is a cereal mascot.
Yeah. That's where there's a liability waiver on the box. There should be for sure. A tetanus shot free in every box. That should be the cereal prize for Captain Crunch, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, free stuff. It's pretty amazing. We love giving away free stuff all the time. That's why we say hey, if you engage with this, ask any questions at all. We're going to send you free T-shirts. And that's great. We're talking about giving away some other free stuff soon, like whole T-shirt orders. Like, what if we gave away a 100-piece T-shirt order?
A whole me.
We give Brad away for a night.
Yeah, one night only.
It's kind of like an indecent proposal, but semi-indecent proposal because Brad's cool with it.
Yeah, I think free stuff, and I always say, straight up, like free food always tastes better, no matter where it's from.
Free food always tastes better.
Free food always tastes better.
That might be debatable, but I think because if it's given with love.
I don't know, man. I won't eat, like, I'm not going to go to a store and put mayonnaise on my sandwich.
Right.
But if someone brings in a sandwich platter and there's mayonnaise on them,
You just go get through it.
it tastes so much. I don't
What do you think about the Boar's Head free, the free person? The person who has the Boar's Head free samples.
free sample
Costco
people,
free sample person, that kind of
They're
thing.
the best people in the world.
That was one of my supplemental income jobs when I was in the band. I come home and do free giveaways. We called them demos. Like, here's a demonstration of meat. So we would demonstrate all kinds of things. We had to do like Kraft macaroni salad one day, and that was weird because I had to make the salad, and that's kind of
mayonnaise.
it's like the single serving giveaways is pretty good. Like if when we were doing like, hey, try this, piece of candy, have some candy, kid. We'd be the candy guys. But no, it was individually wrapped, that kind of thing. Here's a granola bar that's already wrapped. But when you're making macaroni salad for people in the middle of a Publix, and you're like, I just made it fresh, and giving people little cups of macaroni, that kind of creeped me out, even as a person giving that kind of stuff away. That's how I made extra stuff. But I love to give away free stuff. I don't know, it makes me feel good. I love it when other people are like, man, this is awesome. So after that, I started working at Pepsi doing experiential marketing events. So we were giving away free stuff like Frisbees, T-shirts, Sierra Mist. But it was always tied to like usually the new drink that came out. So I was one of the people who brought, Mountain Dew Pitch Black to the world. And Mountain Dew Livewire. And Livewire?
Livewire.
And a lot of people don't remember this, but it was excellent. It was Tropicana Twisters when Tropicana started getting into the soda business. Not with Pepsi, because Tropicana is owned by Pepsi. Minute Maid is owned by Coca-Cola. That's what it is. So we would do Tropicana Twisters, and it basically was like orange soda with a little baby splash of like mandarin orange or orange juice in it. So you got a little citrus bite to it.
Got a little health.
You got a little vitamin C for caffeine.
I've been taking vitamins.
So yeah, so that's what I did. But I love giving away the free stuff. It's fun to get free stuff, but I'm more interested in like why people choose to do that promo. You know what I mean? So yeah, we really love helping people that get our T-shirts to use to give away for free, or to give away to, like, example, a lot of the churches we deal with, they give them to their volunteers. So that's a free giveaway. Not necessarily they were guaranteed to get it or anything like that, but it's a nice gift. And when they definitely come in and get something that's like a high-end item, you know what I mean? And I don't mean that because I want them to spend more with us. I mean literally to receive something like that. If you've given that much time to a cause or something, and they give you the off-brand crooked T-shirt with the weird left chest print on a white T-shirt, you're like, thanks, whatever. But some of these churches will give like American Apparel, print over the zipper, water-based color fleece, California fleece, F497s or whatever they're called. You know what I'm talking about, Brad?
I think that's the code.
See, I used to do sales. I used to do most everything at Terminus except for actually printing the shirts. So I still remember item codes from back in the day. But so I knew that this item code means that it's something very nice. American Apparel stuff isn't the least expensive stuff in the world, especially back in the day. It was so expensive.
Yeah.
So when I saw people using those as giveaways, or just like a Bella Canvas or a Next Level tri-blend. I haven't seen so many tri-blends anymore. I might be wrong. Am I, Brad?
I mean, polys more so than tris.
Like less polys, or you're seeing everything be poly blend instead of tri blend?
More poly blends than tri blends.
Do you think
more 60/40s?
I
than
think
tris.
that might be because people want the heathered look of the t-shirt versus are hung up on it being a tri blend. But I think there's a definite difference. If you know what I mean? There's a definite difference between if you held a tri blend and held a poly blend. You know, you can feel the tri blend has a little something. I don't want to say slicker feel to it, but
It's slick. I mean, that's why I wear them. I think they fit better in the arms, and specifically, like I've said this before, but I'm almost 100% of my wardrobe are Bella Canvas 3413s.
yeah.
Bella Canvas tri blends.
Yes. So if someone gave you a off-brand, like Delta, I don't mean to pick on Delta. Sorry, Delta. We don't have Delta on our site. That's just what it is. I'm not the one to talk crap, but we don't have that brand on our site.
No,
So if you got a Delta from a company versus
I would not wear it.
versus a tri-blend from Bella Canvas, you feel more special.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, and I know we talked about this the other week, but it's so funny because I was at, we went to the studio, whatever, Friday ago, and my buddy, he brings me this like thick shirt. He's like, "Can you get stuff like this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, this is quality." I'm like, "It very well may be quality made. I don't know, but I'm just saying the ounce, like ounces don't mean quality."
Yeah.
But
see, this is coming from when I got into it because when I started doing working in the t-shirt industry, I was doing the sales side of it. And before I even owned Terminus, I think when I was in a band, I was also helping other bands get their merchandise, but not under the Terminus name. But back then, if you're talking to like a landscaper or any other business that wasn't like a younger kid, first of all, there was no fashion tees when I was a band. That wasn't a thing. Second of all, most companies, like we were thinking, oh, cool, if we sell a Gildan 5000, which is a boxy tee, not as thick, you know, it doesn't look so bulky, it looks whatever. So we were kind of aiming toward the slimmer cut or slimmer, softer feel. But the more, I don't want to say older people, because it's not just older dudes, but the older way of thinking, like the classic way of thinking about a t-shirt was qualities in the thickness.
yeah,
And the ink layering was mean quality as well. So you would have people that would hold up a t-shirt in the department store and hold it up to the light, and if they couldn't see through the ink or couldn't see through the t-shirt, they would be like, oh, this is a nice shirt. So it used to be cool to wear a tarp basically everywhere you went. And it did not breathe very well. And if you sweat in those,
you're gonna get real sweaty.
you're just going to
Real
stay
hot.
wet
Real
all
quick.
day long. It is not going to dry off in most scenarios if you get soaked in sweat with a big old, I don't even know if they're called beefy tees. I think they were called beefy tees back in then. That was like the most quality shirt people like were focused on.
And Hanes beefy tees, they are thick, and I would never wear one, but they do print exceptionally well.
Yeah.
They print really good.
But the way something prints, does that have to do with the thickness of the shirt, or I think it has to do, is it because of the comb?
Singles, however many singles are woven in. So there's a big difference in printing something like the more flat, and it's weird because we're talking about microscopics here, but the more something like a comfort color, even though it bleeds through dye migration, you're going to get a better quality print because it is a tighter weave of cotton. If you have a loose weave of whatever material, you're going to get bad fibrillation. So that's why like a 3600 is one of the best printing shirts because they're so tightly woven. Beefy tee, so tightly woven. A 5000 prints very well. Soft style, not as good as a 5000. And then the newer Gildan soft style, like the Gildan CVCs, they don't print that well. You got to do a little bit of extra attention and care to those. And then you have Toltecs, which it just doesn't print well at all. And I'd say my favorite shirt to look at, just like a white on white print, would definitely be a comfort color. They're just so smooth, it's nice. And then followed closely by like a 3600.
Yeah, and for context, you know, we do we do our best with everything we can do. And what Brad's talking about there is a Tooltex. We can print Tooltex. We can do that.
Printed
But-
670 of them yesterday.
Yeah, and and there's a. I think what we're noticing is you get what you pay for when it comes to T-shirts in like almost every scenario.
Yeah.
And I understand if like sometimes I don't know if brand is what wins sometimes in that scenario. I think consistency usually hopefully comes with a lot of the brands, but generally speaking, what Brad's talking about is a certain kind of shirt that's made with these singles are going to be easier on the production team's job on printing them, thus giving you guys an even sharper print, an even a better laydown of the ink.
Yeah, they look better with less effort, and you don't have to do any like finagling to get it to work. Cause
Yeah, so if we print like a Gildan 5000, it will be a good looking print.
8 times out of 10, 5000s are very consistent.
Yeah, and the printing of us printing on them, like they look great and everything. But when you see it next to the way, just something about when the like a 30 single, 40 single shirt goes to print, and it just you can see the tightness of it.
You can look at the ink, and you can like if you can get the ink to the point where it's opaque, solid, there's no fibrillation, and you can physically see the singles not through the ink, but the ink is laying so perfectly interwoven with it, because that's what makes plastisol or any ink last longer that sits on top of a garment. Is you have the interweaving and interlocking of the fibers and the ink and the all the chemicals, it goes in together, and it's just smooth and nice and good.
Yeah, so this might be a bad analogy, but it might make sense. Think of a company who takes a lot of extra time or their processes on paving a road. Yeah. And let's say that road has they go over it with extra care and extra process. That's what I'm trying to say.
Interstate 85.
Yes, they've cleaned it up. It looks nice. You're driving your car and you're like, man, this is a wonderful little ride. You drive an old backcountry road they're not applying the same technique to.
Yeah.
You hit some uneven spots, you hit some of this. I mean, you still got to where you're going, it still did its purpose, but
it don't feel as good.
It just doesn't feel as nice. And you might be like, that was a road and I traveled on it and that was nice. Versus I have a hover car and I have zero road and I just hover. So if we can make hover prints that just kind of statically hover over your shirt.
Work with magnets.
And there's or projection. Your shirts just emulate
LED lights.
LED light. There is no feel. So that's where we're heading, guys, is the future is zero feel. Not low feel.
Zero feel.
Negative feel shirts.
It takes your hand with it.
Yeah. You lose feeling in your hand. It feels so good, you lose the sense of feeling. Kind of like those rooms that are so quiet that if you stay too long in them, you might, like your hearing degrades.
I want to go into one of those. I'd love to be alone with my own thoughts.
Yeah.
Totally alone with them.
Most quiet room in the world. Where is that at? It's like, I might be in Tennessee.
Really?
I'm probably not. I'm probably just thinking of a cave that's real quiet. Brad and I are on our trip we're going on, so we're going to go find the quietest places on earth.
Yeah.
Not really. We're actually going to a casino. That is not the quietest place on earth. Well, the casino part of it is. Our room will be nice and quiet. That's what I think. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any brand that you're a part of, anything that you're trying to promote and get out there that maybe you work for too, just always think about not just t-shirts. T-shirts are a great freebie to give away, but the more value you can give somebody as a thank you, like micro thank yous are wonderful. You know what I mean?
Stickers.
Like even a thank you card, just sending a thank you card to your customers, that's always good. But we like to give t-shirts away because we make t-shirts, and besides underwear, a t-shirt is probably the most common thing that the world has in common. You know what I mean? That I forgot the number. It's something like the average person in America has like 37 graphic printed tees in their house.
I'm an outlier.
Yeah, when you work for a t-shirt company, it changes a whole lot. But think about this: is that a lot of times, someone who might be a t-shirt connoisseur, let's say, of sorts, they're going to have those 10 designs that they love that are in the rotation. So, or like me, I have like 7 of these shirts. So
Yeah.
someone's like, you wear that shirt all the time. I'm like, not this exact shirt.
I wear the print, not the shirt.
I wonder if anybody's ever ordered a bulk order a t-shirt because they love the design so much that they wanted to wear it that much. And I guess if you work for a company or like a small, like, but I'm saying a singular thing, like
There's so many people that comment on like the $3.99 ad.
why would I need why would I need 100 t-shirts of one thing?
But it's that and what you just said. It's just like, can I buy 100 of the same thing and wear it ever? Like, yeah, you can wear it for 100 days straight, dude. You do laundry 2.5 times a year.
Yeah.
Like,
You know how easy that is? I heard I don't know if you call it a joke, but a funny thought. I didn't originally think of this, but I think it's really interesting. That people like characters like Pee Wee Herman and Ernest P. Worrell, and that if they were real people, Pee Wee Herman wore the same suit every day,
yeah.
and he never had to spend the time to wonder what he was going to wear the next day. You know, so that's time saved.
That's the Steve Jobs. That's one of his teachings.
That's probably where I
apply.
heard about it. It's like there's this level to almost genius around it that if you wear the same thing every day, you like
You don't have to think about it. And I remember watching whatever really young internet days for me, like 2004, 2005, and when he was on there and he said that quote, and I was like, man, I usually don't buy into stuff like that, but that makes so much sense to me. And since then, it's just like black shirt, gym shorts.
yeah. And you can get a little wild with it. You can have multiple colors of gym shorts, but you kind of do you look at your wardrobe? You almost could wear anything with anything.
Yes.
That's how I am too.
Yes.
Like when I buy stuff, I'm like I could wear these jeans or shorts with any of the shirts I have.
Negating shoes, because I'm like shoes are my wild card, but they still, everything goes with black.
Yeah.
But I get like, I've got like a pair of, I call them like Tiffany ice cream Nikes, because they look like, this got Tiffany blue on the swoosh, and then it's like ice cream colors like strawberry milk and cream, like just really sick, but I love shoes. So
You should pitch that flavor to Ben and Jerry's.
what?
Tiffany Nike.
Tiffany blue Nike swoosh.
It's got the daintiness of Tiffany's, but the taste of Brad's Nikes after a long day of work. Basically, Brad flavored foot ice cream.
Tastes like corn chips.
how can you not? I'm pretty sure. Do we? What are you guys talking about behind our backs?
Josh Binkley says, I like to be able to reach for my clothes in the pitch black and know it's going to work. Yeah, same. And Captain Roundabout said, I wear my blue button-up and black pants. I call it my cartoon outfit.
That makes sense. I mean, I bet you Captain Roundabout wears a similar outfit every day. Fuzz definitely does.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird that I designed Fuzz to wear a black and white Yakuza style, Reservoir Dog style outfit, but wear a T-shirt company. Like,
But, you
he doesn't wear T-shirts.
He's fancy.
Well, he doesn't wear T-shirts because he makes sure everyone else is, and he would rather give the shirt off of his own back.
Yeah.
Because if Fuzz wears a T-shirt, that's one less T-shirt that the world could wear.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. There's some logic there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. We should probably put some T-shirts on Fuzz, and I think we can. He is wearing clothes. We're looking up there because him and Richie are
Hanging.
just kind of. Fuzz looks sad, man. He's like his head's hanging over. He looks like he's had a rough evening the night before.
There's like arrows coming out of Richie. He's very like almost Super Saiyan but dead.
Those are Fuzz's arm sticks.
Oh.
You know,
been pierced.
mascots, not puppet. I'm sorry. Mascots have. Some of them have
Yo.
sticks for arms or something like that, right? What's up?
Josh Binkley, how did you know that?
What did he know?
He knew my middle name.
What?
Lamar!
Guessed it?
I knew
How
that.
did you do that, dude? This ain't even scripted right now. I'm genuinely surprised.
What was the promise you made to somebody who?
I don't remember.
Like, we don't even remember the promise because there was no way it was going to happen.
Yes, you won, but we don't know what you win. How did you know? Do you know? Do I know you? Do you know me? Who do you know that I know that would know that?
Dude, I was literally gonna, in our kind of like follow-up meeting stuff, I was like, hey, we need to be careful about doing stuff like that because, like, we want to be able to giveaways. We want to be able to do giveaways that actually work because no one's ever going to know his middle name. I would.
Bruh.
I wouldn't tell him how you know, man. I would just pop out some more information about him. To freak
Where
him out
you
even
live,
more.
friend? Like, man, how did you know that?
Does it say it on your credit card?
I hope not. Dude, that's wild. Captain Roundabout said he watches you at QT. Don't worry, Brad, I'm safe.
Yeah, that's what every terrible person says.
If you're in Texas, then I definitely don't know you.
You're not safe. You just found out personal information about him that I don't even know.
Man, do I have that on like my Facebook?
By the way, if I ever get in trouble because someone says I looked into their personal profiles here at Terminus D's and saw something I shouldn't, you can say that's not true because he didn't even know Brad's middle name.
I
So
just did an internet search.
this is my alibi right now. No, yeah, how did you just searched? Yeah, probably asked Chat GPT. Brad GPT. He said, of course, my name's Lamar. Like Lamar Burton.
I don't even know how you would. I mean, that's some serious sleuthing.
I don't know if I know a Lamar. Do you know a Lamar? Anyone?
I met a Lamar at the disc golf course. That was that original story.
Lamar. That's a cool name. Brad Lamar Newberry. Why is your name Lamar?
My dad.
Is his name
dad.
Lamar?
No, it's a middle name thing.
It's a middle name thing.
I am on Google. I'm Googleable, and that kind of scares me.
I think everything's on Google. We need to go back and look at last week's thing and figure out what you win. We probably overpromised something, but we'll make good on the promise. We didn't overpromise. We over budgeted the promise probably.
Then found the company
I think
info.
he probably won a McLaren or something.
Yep.
We probably owe you a McLaren.
451.
Anyways, we're gonna give you something for free. I think you get a date with Brad. I think is what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember the promise.
Part of the
but
indecent, semi-decent and proposal.
I'm flying out in Texas.
Yeah.
All my exes live in Texas.
Well, yeah.
White pages.
White pages. Guys, thank you for watching us today. We're going to go ahead and
Deliberate on what we're giving.
we're
Josh
going to go
Binkley.
wonder what reality did we wake up in to where someone knows Brad's last name. This has been a magical moment. One of the best moments you've ever seen. You know what's funny? If someone references this later, they'll be like, what,
Yeah.
they get so excited about this guy's middle name. You don't understand. No one knows his middle name.
No, not even my mom.
Yeah, and she's the one who named him. Good for you, that one out. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching us. It's been really fun on this week's episode of What's in the Box. And we will see you next week. Thank you and goodbye.